Okay, Mormons, it's time for another segment of updating you on the news of Utah through the lens of someone who can interpret fascist agendas. The first one on ABC4 News Utah, they do their Justice Files. And so now they're doing a special COVID-19 edition of parole hearings on social media. Yeah, that's all we need, is for Russia to obtain the parole hearings of Utah's convicts. Yay! You do understand that social media sells to third parties. Sells all your data, everything about you, your identity, everything, to third parties. And Russia is one of those third parties. So, yay. But in this particular one, I decided to watch. And it's a good thing I did, because I get to laugh at it. They start out with a guy who has a parole hearing, and it's being videoed for social media. And he was arrested. He's in prison for possession of child porn. Possession. Now, I've already talked about this. The images in and of themselves have no power. They're just idols. Statues, images, nothing. They have no power. Not in Mormon, Utah, where the idol god reigns supreme, as influenced by the evangelical church. They went after, by changing the definition of pornography, after they lost their lawsuit at the turn of the 18th into the 19th, or 19th into the 20th century, to teach creationism in the school system. And well, if we can't do one fake news, we'll try another. Idolatry. We'll call it porn. And so that's how that all got started. And Hugh Hefner and Larry Flint, is that the Hustler guy? They knew very well, as guys, that they could make a lot of money with magazines, because all guys are designed and built in their mummy's womb to have sex. Now, you may not like sex. You may think it's a 4-letter word, as Maudie did. Cute Maudie. I hope she married a good guy. But she literally thought sex was 4 letters. I repeated over. 4? Are you sure? 4. sex. 4 letters. 4-letter word. Are you sure? Yeah. But then he's speaking, and he's saying all the right words as if it was scripted for him. That's interesting. He doesn't have a script before him. He memorized it. How did he memorize it? Oh, they sent psychiatrists into the prison to re-educate him, brainwash him. Those psychiatrists are refusing to admit that he's in prison for possession of idols. And you may say, well, it's a horrible thing. Those kids are being exploited and exposed. Yes. So why didn't the authorities go after the internet site where he got it from? Why didn't the authorities go after the people who held those children hostage and exploited them? The images are nothing. What was done to the children is the crime. That man who's sitting in prison right now, who just went up for parole, did nothing to violate those children. Do you see the difference? Utah has turned idolatry into a crime. Possession of idols. And now he's being brainwashed to believe in idolatry. That, oh, I was so wrong. It's an addiction. It's not an addiction. Is going to the bathroom an addiction? Is eating an addiction? It can be if you do what Homer Simpson did while he was in hell, eating all those donuts. But, is sleeping an addiction? No! These are normal, natural, biological functions. Creation is one of them. It's just sickening how psychiatry is deceiving and corrupting our society and using the religion of Utah to perpetuate their agenda, to get more clients so that they can get more money and have job security. It's a scam operation, and he's being punished for it. The authorities did not say, no, we got to take this down. What's the site you got it from? Okay, now we need to investigate who put it up there, so we need to find out their IP address, trace where they are located. Maybe we'll have to get the CIA or the FBI involved to find out what's going on, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever the government systems are set up to do those sting operations to take down these places that are perpetuating it. And you can say, well, they route it through all sorts of things and blah, blah. That's their job. They need to do it. If they're going to protect children rather than punish those who have possession because it's made available on the public domain, that's unacceptable. So he's blaming the internet, he's blaming an addiction, he's doing all the things that psychiatrists want him to do so that he will have to stay in psychiatric care for the rest of his life so that they get job security, having new clients. It's a scam. And so there are people who are locked up who shouldn't be locked up. Alright, anyway, moving on. Utah finally is announcing that they have unemployed Utahns as well. They didn't want the national news to take center stage and take all the Utah's glory. Oh, we too. We're one up on you. We're just like you guys. Yes, everybody's unemployed throughout the whole world. That's what happens. And so then they did drone diaries. They did City Creek Mall. So that's the church-owned operation that I've added to my list that's going to go to the court on the 31st. That is one cash cow of the church. Speaking of idols. And so it's fascinating. These drone diaries are awesome. They get drone views of Utah. They've had one several days ago also. And then they want to say, oh, we have a spread of coronavirus too. Oh, look at us. We're over 400 now. Yeah, we're over 400 in Utah. But again, we're not the center of the universe like they want us to be. Oh, we have 400. Does that count? And then they're late on this one. They now finally got around to the Amazon order shows Lori Daybell bought wedding ring before the murder of Daybell's wife. For her new husband's last wife died. Last wife? So yeah, I already did that video for that news story. And so this is old news. You guys are way behind. News is come and gone, and they're a little too late. Let's see. COVID-19 impact on SNAP benefits. Oh, I missed that one. I'll have to go back and watch that one. I need to find out. Okay.
Well, in just a matter of days, the government's new work requirements to apply for SNAP benefits take effect. But with the COVID-19 outbreak keeping so many Utahns from working, will there be a delay? ABC 4's Nicole Newman has
in Utah, it's 2 months.
With so many people out of work due to the COVID-19 outbreak, the Department of Workforce Services says it's seen an uptick in applications for SNAP benefits.
In the full month of February, by comparison, we received around 6,500 SNAP applications.
6,500 SNAP applications.
We've received just over 7,500.
SNAP, more commonly known as food stamps, stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
They give me $15. Because I make too much money. I'm $300 less than the minimum wage. And so the majority of people who get the $400 less than minimum wage for welfare, you guys will get the full $300.
It requires some SNAP recipients to work at least 20 hours a week to receive benefits.
They've got to work.
But amid the COVID-19 outbreak,
Utah's making work.
There is currently a hold that's been placed on implementing the new guidelines for our able-bodied payments.
If you're interested in applying for SNAP, a telephone interview is a requirement.
This time of social distancing and the limits placed on public gatherings, we really strongly encourage that individuals apply for
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Workforce Services says an applicant can also apply to other services using this same application, including medical and child care and cash assistance. This application is, however, different than applying for unemployment, but you can still
if you've got a savings account, they count that, and so you're going to get screwed. You have to have nothing with your termination from work, and that's what they're not telling you. And so all the people who've applied are probably going to get rejected unless they can give them a break with the coronavirus. Oh man, that is just wrong. That is just hilariously wrong. Utahns denied SNAP. Oh my god. Alrighty. What other things were of interest? And again, here they are again. Oh, our state text line is extended. Look at us. Give us attention. We want attention. We're doing things too under COVID-19. Look at us. And so here, finally, a couple of police officers are lending a hand assisting with school meals. That's what I said yesterday. Or I think I actually said it to Rachel Maddow. That officers, firefighters, and the National Guard should be sending food to everybody's homes. Since they can't work, since they have to stay at home, they should be getting these people in positions of trust to do the job of protecting and serving. That's what the police are for. They're not for giving out tickets and violating people who are not guilty of any crime, rather than pursuing the real criminals. Oh, hell. Okay. No penguin? I'm not interested in, I'm not going to even look at it. Okay, and then that's yesterday's. So, yes. Utah's feeling left out. Give us attention. We want to be popular. We want to be in the news.